Hello my dear friends, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. So my dear friends, you are very welcome in our lecture number 6 of polynomials. Okay, so my dear friends, I hope you will enjoy this lecture. So without wasting the time, let's start. Yes, so now my dear friends, today we are going to discuss factorization method. What is my dear friends? Yes, so now today we are doing factorize of the polynomial. Okay, we are learning how to factorize the polynomial. Okay my dear friends, so now my dear friends, we will now use the factor theorem to factorize some polynomials of degree 2 and degree 3. Okay, so now my dear friends, as we know about the quadratic polynomial. So what is quadratic polynomial which having the degree 2? Like let's suppose we have a quadratic polynomial x square plus lx plus m. This is what a quadratic polynomial. In this, variable is x. Okay, x is what? Variables. Okay, I hope you get this point my dear friends. And here L and M are what? Are these constant. Are constant. Okay, so now my dear friends, we have to factorize this. Okay, so now my dear friends, factorization is a method in which we are splitting the middle term. We are what? We are splitting the middle term as now here we have to split the middle term lx like as we have to split like this. The sum or difference is same as lx, but the product is equal to the product of the constant term m and the product of the coefficient of x square, which is 1. Okay, so now my dear friends, here we have to split lx like let's suppose we are splitting it as ax plus bx. Okay, so we have to split middle term as the sum or difference is equals to lx, and the most important condition is that the product of a into b, this a into b, is always equals to m into what? Yes, m into 1, means product of the constant term into the coefficient of x square. Okay, I hope my dear friend you understand these things. So after factorize this, after splitting this, we get x square plus lx plus m is equals to we get x plus a into x plus b. Okay, so now my dear friends, we now try to factorize like a standard form. Let's suppose we have a standard form like ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, in this case my dear friends, a is not equals to 0 and a, b and c are what? Are the constant. Are the constants. Okay, so now my dear friends, we have to factorize the polynomial ax square plus bx plus c by splitting the middle term. Okay, by splitting the what? Middle term. I hope my dear friends you understand these things. Okay, let's take an example so that you can clear all your doubts. Let's suppose we have y square minus 5y plus 6. Okay, so now my dear friends, we have to factorize it. Okay, so how we can factorize it? So we have to split the middle term. Okay, now my dear friends, y square minus. Now we have to split minus 5y such that the sum or the difference will be minus 5y and the product of their number will be equals to 6 into 1. Okay, so now my dear friends, we can split it as like this. Here is, we can split 3y minus 2y. Okay, now if you solve this, we get minus 5y. Okay, now plus 6. Okay, so now my dear friend, here if you multiply minus 3 into minus 2, we get 6. Okay, and if you multiply the constant term and the coefficient of y square, means 6 into 1, which is equals to 6. So both the numbers will be equal. Okay, so now my dear friends, it means our factors, our splitting terms are correct. Okay, so now this will become, now in this case we have to take y square as a common and we have to take in this from these two terms. Okay, so in this way, in these two terms we can take y. So we get here is y minus 3. Okay, so now from these two terms we can take minus 2 as a common, and we get, my dear friends, y minus 3. We get what? Y minus 3. Okay, so now, my dear friends, we have two terms again, so we can take y minus 3 as a common, and we get y minus 2. We get what? Y minus 2. So we have, my dear friends, y minus 3 and y minus 2. So these are the two factors of this quadratic polynomials. Okay, so my dear friends, as the degree is increases, then the factors are increases. So in this case there are 2 degree, so the factors are 2. If it is 3 degree, then the factors will be 3. Okay, I hope, my dear friend, you understand these things. So now let's solve some problems so that we can clear all your doubts. Okay, yes, so now, my dear friends, we have to factorize 12x square minus 7x plus 1. Okay, 12x square minus 7x plus 1. Okay, so now, my dear friends, using the splitting the middle term method, okay, we have to find the number whose sum is minus 7. Okay, whose sum is minus 7 and product is 1 into 12. Okay, so now, my dear friends, using the splitting the middle term method, splitting the middle term method, okay, we have to find a number. We have to find a number whose sum is equals to minus 7. Okay, and product should be equals to 1 into 12, means constant term into coefficient of x square, which is equals to 12. Okay, so now let's do that. So my dear friends, here is we have 12x square minus, so now, my dear friends, we have to split minus 7x, so we can split it as like minus 3x minus 4x plus 1. Now in this case you can see that, my dear friends, minus 3 and minus 4 we get minus 7, and minus 3 into minus 4 we get 12. Okay, so these two conditions are satisfied. Okay, means these two conditions are satisfied. So now, my dear friends, we get, now we have these two terms and these two terms. So now, my dear friends, we can take from these two terms as 3x. Okay, we can take it as, so we get, my dear friends, this will become 4x and it will become minus 1. And now, my dear friends, in this there is no common, so we are taking minus 1 as a common. So we get, my dear friend, 4x minus 1. So now we have two terms, these two terms. Okay, so we can take, here is 4x minus 1 as a common, and here is 3x minus 1 as a common. So there are the two factors, 4x minus 1 and 3x minus 1. Okay, so my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. So this is the method of factorization. This is the method of splitting the middle term method. Okay, with the help of this method we can solve easily the quadratic polynomial. We can find the factors of the quadratic polynomials. Okay, so my dear friend, this is very easy method. You just have to understand the concept of this method. Okay, yes. So the next part is, my dear friends, we have to find the factors of this polynomial p of x. Okay, so now, my dear friends, 2x square plus 7x plus 3, we have to split this middle term. So 2x square, now we can split it as like, here is plus 6x plus x, we can write it plus 3, because, my dear friends, if we add 6 plus 1 we get 7. Okay, and if we multiply 6 into 1 we get what? We get 6, which is equals to 3 into 2, because the constant term is 3 and the coefficient of x square is 2. If we multiply 2 into 3 we get 6, and if we multiply 6 into 1 we get same 6. Okay, so we can say that our splitting term is correct. So now my dear friends, we can take from these two terms as a 2x. Okay, so we get, my dear friends, x plus, so this will become, if we divide 6x upon 2x we get 3. We get what? 3. Okay, now in this there is no common, so we are taking plus 1 as a common, so we get x plus 3. We get what? X plus 3. Okay, I hope my dear friend you understand these things. So now my dear friend, so we have again first term and two terms, and in these two terms x plus 3 is a common, so we are taking x plus 3 as a common, so we get, my dear friends, 2x plus 1. We get what? 2x plus 1. So this is the factor of this polynomial p of x. I hope my dear friends you understand these things. So my dear friends, this is so easy method. Okay, now, so my dear friends, we have the another equation which is 6x square plus 2x minus 6. Now again we have to factorize it. We have to factorize it. So now my dear friends, in this equation 6x square plus 5x minus 6. So now we have to factor 5 as a the sum should be 5 and the product should be 6 into 6 means 36. Okay, I hope you get this point. So now my dear friends, in this case, if we break 5 is equals to 9 minus 4, we can break it like this. Okay, so if we solve this we get 5. Okay, and if we multiply 9 into 4 we get 36, which is equals to what? 6 into 6. Okay, so now my dear friends, 6x square plus 9x minus 4x minus 6. Okay, now from these two terms we can take 3x. We can take what? We can take 3x. Okay, now so this will become, my dear friends, here is, this will become 2x and this will become plus 3, and from these two terms we can take minus 2. We can take what? Minus 2. So this will become 2x plus 3. So now we have two terms and 2x plus 3 as a common, so we can take 2x plus 3 as a common. So the remaining part will be 3x minus 2. What is 3x minus 2? Okay, so these are the factors of the polynomial 6x square plus 5x minus 6. Okay, so my dear friends, all these things is that this is very important part, means the important part is what? The splitting term. We have to split the part, we have to split the middle term, which is very important part. Okay, I hope my dear friends you understand these things. Now my dear friends, so important part is this, we have to factorize cubic polynomials. What? Yes, we have to factorize the cubic polynomial. Okay, let's suppose, my dear friends, we have p of x is equals to x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2. Okay, so now my dear friends, first of all, we have to find a number. Okay, we have to find the value of x. Okay, so that this polynomial will become 0. Okay, so now my dear friend, let's suppose we are taking x is equals to 1. We are taking x is equals to 1. So now p of 1 is what? P of 1 is 1 cube minus 2 into 1 square minus 1 plus 2. Okay, so this will become 1 minus 2 minus 1 plus 2. Okay, and this will become 0. So my dear friends, we get 0. So here is, my dear friends, this is 0. So now in this case, x minus 1 is the one factor of this polynomial. Because my dear friends, if you see this, there is a degree of 3 polynomial. Degree of is what? Degree is 3. So the factors of this polynomial is also 3. Factors of this polynomial is what? Yes, factors of this polynomial is also 3. Okay, so here is this condition is satisfied, means this after putting the value of x, means after putting 1 in this polynomial we get 0. So now my dear friends, x minus 1 by the factors theorem, x minus 1 is what? X minus 1 is a factor of, is a factor of what? It is a factor of x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2. So now my dear friends, if we divide this polynomial by x minus 1, then the remainder becomes 0. Then the remainder will be what? 0. Then the remainder will be what? 0. Okay, so now let's do that. So now we have to divide x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2 by x minus 1. So we have to divide it by long division method. So we have, my dear friends, x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2. This is x plus 2, and we have to divide it by x minus 1. Okay, so now my dear friends, we know very well that this is a long division method. Okay, and we have already learned about this method. Okay, so now in this method, this is the dividend and this is the divisor. Okay, so first of all we have to divide the first term of the dividend, means x cube, by the first term of the divisor, means x. So after solving this we get x square. So this is what? This is the first term of the quotient, means this is x square. Okay, this is what? X square. Now this x square we have to multiply with x minus 1, means division. So x square into x minus 1. So this will give, my dear friends, x cube minus x square. Okay, now we have to subtract this with the dividend. So here is x cube minus x square. Okay, now we have to subtract it. So this will become negative, so this will cancel, this will become positive. So my dear friends, we get minus x square. What is minus x square? Okay, so now again all these will be same, minus x plus 2. So my dear friend, this is the new dividend. What is this? Is the new dividend. Okay, now again the first term of the new dividend, which is minus x square, divided by the first term of the divisor, which is x. So if we cancel this we get minus x. What is minus x? And this is what? This is the second term of the quotient. Okay, now we have to multiply minus x with divisor. So we get minus x square plus x. I hope my dear friends understand these things. So now my dear friends, here we get minus x square plus x. Okay, after solving this, if we subtract this, this will become positive, so this will cancel, this will become negative, so we get minus 2x, or minus 2x, and the plus 2 will be same. So now this is again become the new dividend. So now my dear friends, if we divide minus 2x by x, we get minus 2. We get what? Minus 2. Okay, now my dear friends, here we have to multiply minus 2 with x minus 1. So we get, my dear friends, minus 2x plus 2. Okay, after solving this, this will become positive, this will be cancelled, this will become negative, this will be cancelled, the remainder is 0. The remainder is what? The remainder is 0. Okay, so now my dear friends, here is, we can write x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2 having the factor x minus 1 into x square minus x minus 2. Okay, now for finding the other two factors, we have to, yes, we have to factorize this by the, yes, splitting the middle term method. Okay, so now my dear friends, we have, here is x square minus x minus 2. This is x square minus x minus 2. Okay, so now we have to split the middle term. So in the middle we have -1. Okay, so we have to split the -1 like this. The sum or difference will be -1 and the product will be equals to -2. Okay, so 1 is -2 plus 1. We can do it. Okay, yes my dear friends, so we can write x square minus 2x plus x minus 2. Now from this we can take x as a common, so we get x minus 2. There is no common, so we are taking plus 1 as a common, so we get x minus 2. So from these two terms x minus 2 is a common, so we can take x minus 2 as a common, we get x plus 1. So my dear friends, so these are the two factors. So my dear friends, x cube here is minus 2x square minus x plus 2 having the factor x minus 1 into x plus x minus 2 into x plus 1. Okay, so these are the three factors of this polynomial. These are the three factors of this polynomial. So I hope my dear friends you understand these things. So my dear friend, this is the method to solve the cubic polynomial, to find the factors of the cubic polynomial. So what we are doing, so first of all we have to find a number which becomes after putting the value in this equation which gives 0. Okay, so if x is equals to 1 gives 0, then we can say that x minus 1 is a factor of this polynomial. Okay, now we have to divide it by long division method to find the quadratic polynomial. Okay, if it divide completely means the remainder will be 0, then our answer is correct, means then first factor is correct. Okay, so now my dear friends, after dividing it we get another polynomial, quadratic polynomial. So this is also a factor of this polynomial. So my dear friends, we can again factorize it by the method of splitting the middle term method. Okay, so after factorize x square minus x minus 2, we get x minus 2 and x plus 1. Okay my dear friends, I hope you get this one. So now my dear friends, so these are the three factors. Okay, as I said that as the degree increases, the number of factors will be increases. Okay, in quadratic polynomial the degree is what, 2, and the factors are what, factors will be 2. Okay, in cubic polynomial the degree is 3 and the factors is, yeah, factors is 3, means we can find 3 zeros from these factors. Okay, so I hope my dear friends you understand these things. Yeah, so now let's move on to the next question, which is my dear friends, yes, now here is x cube minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5. Okay, now we have to find the three factors of this polynomial. Okay, so now again in this polynomial, let's suppose this is p of x. Now again we have to find a number which is after putting that number in this polynomial, this will give 0. Okay, so let's suppose first we are putting here in this time -1. Okay, now we are putting -1 in this equation. So now my dear friends, we have to find the p of -1, so we get -1 cube minus 3 into -1 square minus 9 into -1 plus minus 5. Okay, so now my dear friend, this will give -1, and here is -3, here is minus plus 9, so and this is -5. Okay, I hope you get this point. So now my dear friends, after solving this, here is -9 plus 9, so this will become 0. So we can say that my dear friends, x plus 1 is x plus 1 because the remainder is 0. So by factor theorem we can say that x plus 1 is a factor of x cube minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5. Okay, I hope you get this point my dear friends. So my dear friends, we got the first factor, so with the help of long division method we can find the another two remaining factors. Now my dear friends, in this case we have to understand this. If let's suppose if after putting the value of -1 we not get the 0, then then we have to increase the number. Okay, now we have to change the number at that time. Okay, at that time we can put x is equals to 1. Okay, so after putting the value of x is equals to 1, if we get 0, then it is okay. Now if we not get 0, then we have to put the value of 2. Okay, so as the number is changes, we have to increase the value. Okay, as after putting the values, if we not get 0, we have to change the value. Okay, we can put the value of 5 also. Okay, after putting the value of 5, we can get the 0. Okay, so my dear friends, we have to check after check the values. We have to check the values after putting these values. We have to check that either it is 0 or not. Okay, I hope my dear friends you get this point. So now we have x plus 1, which is the factor of x cube minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5. Okay, now we have to divide it. Let's do that. So we have, my dear friends, we have x cube minus 3x square minus 9x and minus 5. What is minus 5? And now we have to divide it by x plus 1. Here is x plus 1. So first of all, we have to divide the first term of the dividend by the first term of divisor. We get x square. We get what? X square. Okay, so now x square is what? This is the first, yes, this is the quotient of first term. This is the first term of the quotient. Okay, so this is x square. Now we have to multiply x square with x plus 1. So we get x cube plus x square. So here is x cube plus x square. Now we have to subtract it. So this is negative, so this will become 0. And here is, if we subtract this, so minus 3x square minus x square, we get minus 4x square. Minus 4x square. And all the terms will be same. Minus 9x minus 5. Now this is the new dividend. This is what? New dividend. So now my dear friends, in this case, we are doing what? We are doing minus 4x square means first term of the new dividend divided by the first term of the divisor. So we get, my dear friends, minus 4x. So this is the second term of the equation. So we are writing here minus 4x. Now we have to multiply minus 4x with the x plus 1. So we get minus 4x square minus 4x. Now we have to subtract it. This will become positive. Okay, so this will be cancelled. This will become positive. So we get minus 5x. What is minus 5x? And this term will be same. So this is minus 5. I hope, my dear friends, you understand these things. So now, my dear friends, here is, now we have to divide minus 5x by x. So we get minus 5. This is what? This is minus 5. Now we have to multiply minus 5 with x plus 1. We get minus 5x minus 5. So the result will be, this will become positive, this will become positive, this will 0, this will 0. So the remainder is 0. So we can say that our x plus 1 is the factor of this number, this polynomial. Okay, so now here is, my dear friends, x cube minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5 is equals to, here is x plus 1 into x square minus 4x minus 5, and we know that remainder is 0. So my dear friends, this is the first factor. Now with the help of this polynomial, we can find the another two methods. So okay, so my dear friends, we have what? We have x square minus 4x minus 5. Okay, x square minus 4x minus 5. So my dear friends, we can easily find the other two factors. So we have to split the middle term. So we get x square. Here we have to split that like minus 5x plus x. We can split like this, minus 5, because if we solve this, we get minus 4x. And if we multiply minus 4 into 1, we get minus 5, which is the product of constant term and the coefficient of x square. Okay, so here is, from these two terms we are taking x as the common, so we get x minus 5. In this two term there is no common, so we are taking 1, so we get x minus 5. And we have two terms, so in these two terms we can take x minus 5 as a common, so we get x plus 1. So these are the other two factors. These are what? These are the other two factors. So we have a polynomial like x cube minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5. We have this type of polynomial, x cube minus 3x square minus 5x, and we have factors are x plus 1, okay, and x minus 5 and x plus 1. Okay, so we have two common factors. What are? X plus 1 and x plus 1. So we can write it x plus 1 square, x plus 1 whole square into x minus 5. So my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. So this is the method to solve the problems. Okay, now let's solve the another problem. Okay, so let's move on to the another question. So now my dear friends, we have a polynomial like this. So this is what? This is a polynomial p of 5. Okay, because the variable in this case is what? Y. So now my dear friends, first of all we have to check. So let's suppose we are checking at y is equals to minus 1. We are checking for y is equals to minus 1. So we get, my dear friend, p of minus 1 is what? P of minus 1 is 2 into minus 1 cube plus minus 1 square minus 2 into minus 1 minus 1. Okay, so we get, my dear friends, minus 2. This will become plus 1. This will become plus 2. And this is minus 1. So here is minus 2 and plus 2 will be cancelled. Plus 1 and minus 1 will be cancelled. So we get 0. So we can say that, my dear friends, y plus 1 is a factor of what? Is a factor of 2y cube plus y square minus 2y minus 1, because in this case this is 0, means this is what? This is the remainder. Okay, by the factor theorem, so we can write this is what? This is by factor theorem. We know that very well. Okay, so now, my dear friends, one more thing is that this method of finding the one factor of this polynomial, of the cubic polynomial, we called it as this method is also called trial method, because, my dear friends, this is also called trial method because we are doing trial. For finding the remainder 0. Okay, for finding the remainder what? 0. So this is also called the trial method. So now, my dear friends, we have to divide this polynomial. We have to divide this polynomial by this polynomial by y plus 1. Okay, so my dear friends, let's write the, yes, we have 2y cube minus, here is plus y square and minus 2y minus 1. Okay, now we have to divide it by what? We have to divide it by y plus 1. Okay, yes, so let's do that. 2y cube plus y square minus 2y minus 1. We have y plus 1. So first of all, this is the dividend, this is the divisor. Divide the first term of the dividend by the first term of the divisor. Okay, so we get 2y square. Now this is the quotient. This is the first term of the quotient. Okay, now we have to multiply 2y square by the y plus 1. So we get what? We get 2y cube plus 2y square. Now we have to subtract this, so this will become negative, this is 0. This will become negative, so this will become minus y square, and all these terms will be same, minus 2y minus 1. Okay, now this is the new dividend, so we have to divide minus y square by y. Minus y square, here is, we get what we get. If we divide minus y square by y, we get minus y. Okay, so if we multiply this, we get minus y square minus y. So this will become positive, because if we are subtracting this, so this will 0. And if we are subtracting this, this will become positive, we get minus y minus 1. Okay, now after dividing this minus y by y, we get minus 1. After multiplying this minus 1 into y plus 1, we get minus y minus 1. So this will be 0. So the remainder is what? 0. So we can say that, my dear friends, here is 2y cube plus y square minus 2y minus 1 is equals to y plus 1 into 2y square minus y minus 1. We know that remainder is 0. So now y plus 1 is the one factor. Y plus 1 is the one factor, and 2y square minus y minus 1. Okay, with the help of this, we can find the another two factors. Here is, we have 2y square minus y minus 1. Okay, so now we have to split the middle term. 2y square, we can split it like minus 2y plus y minus 1. Okay, so from this two term we can take 2y as a common, so we get y minus 1. And here is, we are taking plus 1 as a common, we get y minus 1. So we can take from these two terms y minus 1 as a common, so we get 2y plus 1. We get what? 2y plus 1. So these are the two factors. What is? So we have, my dear friends, 2y cube, okay, and plus y square minus 2y minus 1, minus 2y minus 1. So we have a factor is y plus 1, y minus 1, 2y plus 1. So these are the factors of these polynomials. So this is our answer. Okay, so my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. Okay, so how to solve these type of problems? How to solve these type of problems? So my dear friends, it is very easy to find the factors of any of the polynomial. You just have to understand the concept of the polynomial. What? Yes, you just have to understand the concept of the polynomial. So my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. So this is enough for today, and my dear friends, we will meet in the next lecture with the next amazing topic. Okay, so thank you very much guys for listening me, and take care and goodbye.